So there was an op-ed written by Representative Ilhan Omar, and it was in the Washington Post. And the headline is, "For Putin to face justice, we must join the International Criminal Court." And so, without reading the article, I tweeted out, FYI, the reason the United States does not participate in the International Criminal Court is because they'd have to investigate and prosecute war crimes committed by U.S. forces, which makes headlines like this all the more ridiculous, right? There's a reason why we're not a member of that court. But just to get you the background, it's called the Rome Statute, right? Which we had a big hand in writing, but we didn't. We signed it. We just never officially validated it, right? So the U.S. participated in the negotiations that led to the creation of the court. However, in 1998, the U.S. was one of the 7 countries that voted against the Rome Statute. Who else voted against it? China, Iraq, Israel, Libya, and Qatar, and Yemen. The early years of the court coincided with George W. Bush's presidency, and he took a number of steps to limit any potential action against U.S. citizens. Why? Because they were committing war crimes all over the place. The U.S. persuaded the United Nations Security Council to pass a series of exemptions for peacekeeping forces, preventing soldiers from non-international criminal court member countries from being investigated or prosecuted, though it stopped seeking exemptions after Abu Ghraib.
I had no idea that we weren't. First of all, I didn't realize you had to be a member of it. I thought it was just a court that had, like The Hague just had jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I had no idea that we didn't.
I didn't know that you got a choice to be a member of it. It's like saying, hey, Jimmy, you're being charged in federal court with bank robbery. Oh, I don't recognize that court. It's like you don't get a choice. You did this thing. Yeah, I'd like to be exempt. I'm a peacekeeper. Can I be exempt? So they stopped asking for exemptions after Abu Ghraib. Okay, and they just don't abide by it. Bush also launched a campaign of seeking bilateral immunity agreements with other countries and formally revoked the United States signature on the Rome Statute. So we're not a part of it, and the reason why, we're all war criminals. That's why they're all war criminals. Look, they're all of them. Look, there's Putin, there's George Bush, there's Joe Biden, there's look at that, Colin Powell, there's Barack Obama, there's Donald Trump, there's the British fuckface. There's Clinton. They're all war criminals.
Well, Jimmy, a great man once said, when the president does it, it's not a crime.
It's not a crime. And so Barack Obama never prosecuted. Barack Obama said, we tortured some folks. Remember that? Oh, I should have put that video in here. So we tortured some folks, right? And then he never prosecuted any of them. And so WikiLeaks tweeted out, 12 years ago today, Julian Assange published the Collateral Murder video detailing the gunning down of civilians, children, and 2 journalists. Assange faces a 175-year sentence if extradited for revealing this and other war crimes. So we prosecute and persecute the people who reveal our war crimes. We don't ever prosecute or persecute the people who commit war crimes. That's the kind of people we are in the United States. And so here's that article. So I actually did go back and read it to give her a fair shake. And it's a good thing I did, because she actually cops to it. She actually says, she goes, well, first of all, it starts out funny. She says, accountability is the key to prevention. If there are no consequences for committing these atrocities, we will find ourselves in the same place in the future. Putin must be charged and held fully accountable for his crimes against humanity by the International Criminal Court, and anyone responsible for this illegal war of aggression must face justice, right? So that's what she says. And then that leads our good friend Nick Cruz from Revolutionary Blackout Network says, why the F isn't Ilhan Omar calling out Biden for his war crimes, which includes funding multiple genocides and starving the Afghanistan people? Good point. Danny Haifeng from the Black Agenda Report says, you'd think Ilhan Omar would focus on the rolling war crime that is American empire, instead of trying to get Putin the Milosevic treatment on behalf of NATO, #fraud squad. So again, it's a good thing I read the article, because she kind of does address their points. She says our absence, and she points out that we're not a member of this court, and we should be, and then she demands that we join it anyway, even though some Americans will get prosecuted. So that's a big leap she took. So I got to give her props on that.
How naive.
How naive, right. So Our absence, she wrote, also, our absence also allows regimes to commit human rights abuses with impunity. If the most powerful country won't hold itself accountable to the rule of law, other countries feel emboldened to violate it. And indeed, we have turned a blind eye to wanton human rights violations by regimes in countries such as Saudi Arabia, Egypt, El Salvador, and even India in the name of political convenience. Even when war criminals are successfully convicted, as Malian terrorist Ahmed al-Faqiq al-Mahadis in 2016, our absence only undermines the legitimacy of those verdicts. So,
Jimmy, I don't think about those crimes.
I only think about the crimes that Putin has committed and ones of our enemies. That's what the media tells us about. So I will give Ilhan Omar tip of the hat. I was all ready to go in on her and her naivete and propaganda, but she actually made the point that we should be a part of it, even if it means prosecuting Americans. So you got to give her that. People say that she hates America for doing that, by the way, which is funny. Anything else you want on this, Kurt?
I'm just thinking about when I was doing my buddy's Sitch and Adams show, and I brought up Julian Assange. And he goes, "Well, he revealed state secrets."
Yeah, which ones? What state secrets were those? The ones that we were committing war crimes? Those state secrets?
It's just, Jimmy, I'm hearing a lot of both siderism from you. And what aboutery? I'm a dedicated one-sider.
That's right. I'm a dedicated one-siderism. Yeah, you don't want to hear both sides. You don't want to hear how people who are pointing the finger are actually criminals themselves. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear how an unequal enforcement of the law breeds contempt for the law.
Look, when Pablo Escobar bought my family a house, we didn't point out his crimes. We pointed out how the U.S. killed him.
So the United States pointing the finger at other people for committing war crimes. I said this on the Young Turks during Syria. And I said, you can't, United States is like Tony Soprano. We're the biggest war criming criminals in the world. We are. And so for us to run around wagging our finger about other war crimes, and I used to make the analogy that it's like you can't have Tony Soprano writing parking tickets. And my friend Ben Mankiewicz said, well, if he's the sheriff, then yes, he's going to write the parking tickets.
Yeah, I know, but Ralph Cipriani?
Yes, but the point is, no one's going to respect that parking ticket. It undermines the rule of law, and it emboldens more war criming when you have the biggest war crimer as the guy who's supposed to be enforcing war crime laws and rules and punishments. Yeah, so that just encourages it. So that's why you can't have Tony Soprano writing parking tickets, because it breeds contempt for the law.
Yeah, but he's the protagonist of the show.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's supposed to just identify with him.
Yeah. We're doing live stand-up shows in Cleveland, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Des Moines, Omaha, Kansas City, Las Vegas, all over the country. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for tickets. And single tickets now available at all venues. So if you tried to buy one before and you couldn't, single tickets are now available. Plus, while you're at jimmydorecomedy.com, why don't you become a premium member? Sign up to our mailing list so when they cancel us, we can still stay in touch.